The importance of the informal sector in South Africa's agricultural value chain has been underestimated for some time now. But according to Potato South Africa, the potato industry is worth about 6.6 billion rand annually. This is at primary level. Joining us from our studios in Cape Town to discuss the potential of South Africa's informal sector is Finweek contributor Sean Christie. Good afternoon to you, Sean. Just how important is this informal sector in the agri business?
Afternoon. It's of fairly critical importance, especially to the staples, your potatoes, your onions, carrots, and on the fruit side, your oranges, apples, and bananas. A good marker of just how important it is found in some research done by the Institute of Market Agents for South Africa, who estimate that 60 to 65% of all purchases in South Africa's municipal markets are in fact made by informal traders. So, without their input, those municipal markets would be in dire straits, and they're a key link in the ag value chain because they take a huge percentage of non-export produce, and they're also the price-setting mechanism for retail, for the grocery stores.
I quoted a number at the top of this insert. I think it was 6.6 billion rand in terms of potential that can be brought from the informal sector. But there must have been some challenges. There can be ways in which we can certainly ensure that we use the best set of principles or policies to ensure that we really do get maximum output out of this. So what are some of the challenges that this particular sector is faced with at the moment, Sean?
Okay, just to clarify on that sum you gave, 6.6 billion is the value of the potatoes industry at the primary level, and 50% of that goes through the municipal markets. And as I said, 60 to 65% of trade in those markets is informal sector. So it's hundreds of millions. It's worth hundreds of millions to the potatoes industry, not 6.6 billion. But in terms of improving how things might work, certainly the investment in informal trading, informal traders would be key. There's a perception that they contribute very little or nothing at all to municipalities, but that's not quite true. 5% of there's a 5% commission on all sales in the municipal markets, so that's equal to hundreds of millions, if not more than $1 billion a year. So a recognition of that contribution, and in terms of investment into things like storage facilities and trading areas, trader training, small business trading. Most of the traders don't have bank accounts, transport solutions because they're very reliant on middlemen, etc. And also just from the private sector, help with the organizational side.
Yes.
They're poorly organized. Traders do not have things we take for granted: airtime, email access. So Potato South Africa, for example, has created a position on its marketing board. Steps like this would be important.
Sean, thank you so much for giving us insight into that and clarifying some of those facts for us. That was a Finweek contributor, Sean Christie. We're going to a very short break. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the current status of the property market as well as the listed properties, and maybe what are some of the investment strategies that we've been seeing by some of these big property players. Stay with us.